Hi guys, so for this episode of Versus Meta, so we will be having Sabo versus the Red Purple Law. So this should be an interesting match, so enjoy the video guys. So Law would go first. You would use one Dawn for the film promo Gordon, which is very relevant in meta when it comes to Law because that's like a one cost minus 3,000. So you can basically like bottom deck like a 6,000 character if you cast one. So for Sabo, this is a bit of a disadvantage because with regards to Sabo's effect, you can actually protect one of your characters if it would be destroyed, but if it would be sent to the bottom of the deck, that's something that Sabo's effect didn't do anything about. So on Law's turn, he swings for 5, Sabo takes damage, so he's down to 3 lives. And then Law would play the new purple Zoro, the one wherein if you have like 3 lives or less and then you attack, you actually gain 1 Dawn. So he passes over his turn, so it's Sabo's turn now. You have 4 Dawn. So again, it's very important that you try to see if you can make your character stick. So he swings for 5. Law would take damage, so they're both at 3 lives. We'll pay for 4, and then would Jet Pistol Zoro. We know that it's not efficient, but then again, we're just trying to mitigate and make sure that the Law wouldn't have like so much of a board advantage versus Sabo, because again, Law can just bottom deck your cards and then he can just go wide with his board and he would just swing all of his characters and that would be the end of your match basically. So it's just making sure that both you and your opponent's character doesn't actually have any board presence. So it's Law's turn now. He actually has 5 Dawn because there was no target yet for him to bottom deck with regards to Sabo. So he's gonna be paying 5 for the blocker kid. The one with the effect that if you minus Dawn on your turn, you can actually add 1 active Dawn. So he activates Loss effect, chose not to bottom deck any of Sabo's character, and then he's gonna be summoning a character that's cost 4 or less. He's gonna summon the Law blocker, and then he's gonna activate the effect minus 1 Dawn to trash 2 cards if your hand is 7 or more. So you did trash 2 of Sabo's card, and now you can see he actually has like 3 characters on his board versus 0 on Sabo's. He's gonna be swinging for 6. Sabo would take damage, and he passes over the turn, and it's gonna be Sabo's turn now. So this is where you would need to manage Law's board, because if you let him go with like going wide and then having multiple attackers and defenders on his board, then you're not able to catch up, especially if he's just gonna bottom deck most, if not all, of your characters that you would be summoning on your board. Sabo pays 1 for Atama, minusing 2,000 from Kid, and then using the Fire Fist, the Revolutionary Army, which lets you minus 4,000 a character. Then after that, you can KO a 0 attack character if you have 2 or less life. So that would be an efficient remover also, because it's very important that if you're facing up against a Law player, you need to make sure to remove or take care of your blocker kid as soon as possible. Because if you allow Law with that engine, they're just gonna minus and then get Dawn back infinitely. So they're gonna Sabo would be swinging for 7, and then Law would take damage. So they're both at 2 lives. And then it's gonna be Law's turn now. He has 4 Dawn. Still a lot of Dawn to work with, especially since you still have like a blocker Law on the field, and then Gordon still waiting to use his effect, wherein he can minus a character by 3,000. So of course, Law can just bottom deck Otama, but it's not going to be that beneficial. Still, that's an option, and then he can just summon another like 4 cost character to basically swarm the board. So he's going to be swinging for, or thinking about swinging for 5 with his leader, trying to see if he would want to add additional Dawn. So he's going to be swinging for 6 at life, and would use 1 Dawn for Radical Beam, pay 3 for the Searcher Law on attack, and then he's gonna use the effect to bottom deck Otama, and then summoning Sachi, which with the effect of Law would give you like 2 rested Dawn, so at least he's able to like mitigate the Dawn loss that's happening on his field, and he's able to basically populate his side of the field with a lot of attackers and blockers. So passes over his turn. So it's back to Sabo. Again, Sabo's board is clear. It does not have any characters because again, it's gonna be hard to make a character stick, especially if you're up against red purple Law. Sabo would be swinging for... Okay, so not yet. So Sabo would be Jet Pistoling the blocker Law. Again, Jet Pistol destroying a 6,000 power or less character. And then Sabo would be swinging for 6. We'll see if he's gonna counter out of this attack. So again, they're both at 2 lives. So he's gonna use a TP counter Sachi and Penguin, and then we'll be summoning a Rush Zoro, swinging for 5 at leader. Is gonna take damage, so he's down to 1 life now, and pass over the turn to Law. So he has 5 Dawn. And he potentially has 3 attackers for this turn. Again, with along with the Searcher Law. So that's gonna allow him to fuel his engine. So there you go, swinging for 5, and then looking at the top 5 cards, getting Gamma Knight. Counter for 1k. He's gonna be swinging again for 5 at leader. Gonna take damage, so Sabo would be also down to 1 life. And then he's gonna summon the 4 cost Law, minusing 2000 for the Rush Zoro, which is gonna be in range for the Law Leader's effect. It's gonna activate the effect. But he's gonna attack. He's gonna attack 6k. Took the last life with Sabo. So he's facing off against a board of like full characters with one blocker Law. And then no characters for Sabo's board. So Law still has one life with one block. So this is gonna be make or break time, especially for Sabo, because again, it's gonna be hard to make any blockers stick on your side of the field, and you would need to really go for game for this specific turn. Sabo would be swinging for 8 at leader. I was actually thinking if he would want to block or take damage for this specific attack. He's thinking about using the blocker, but he opted to just take damage, which would bring him to 0 life, and then he was able to get Gamma Knife, adding 1 additional Dawn, which actually gave the Sabo like a slim chance or a slim opening for an attack, because he's able to use the 5+ Luffy, swing for Rush with Unblockable, and that's gonna be game, and Sabo was able to beat the Red-Purple Law. Again guys, this is Dom from Start Gaming and Collectibles channel. Kindly like and subscribe and turn on all notifications so that you would not miss out future contents on the channel. And thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day guys. Bye bye.